Jamal and Kim's Inner Circle Health Tribe, episode 20.
It's time to reverse the imbalances in your life as you take the first step on your own journey towards personal change. Welcome to Jamal and Kim's Inner Circle Health Tribe, educating, empowering, and inspiring individuals to live healthier. Now here are your hosts and your guides to natural living, Jamal and Kim.
Hi, Kim and Jamal here, and welcome to another episode of Jamal and Kim's Inner Circle Health Tribe podcast. This is episode 20. This is a recap episode where we're going to be recapping episode 19 of this week, which was featuring Stic.Man. So I'm Kim, and I'm joined with Jamal.
Greetings, everyone.
And on these episodes,
peace and blessings.
Yes, in these episodes, we like to get on, share our takeaways of this week's podcast interview and share any other insight or any other things that come to mind. And as I mentioned, we interviewed Stic.Man joined us on our show, and it was a great show. We got a lot of great feedback. For those of you who are a part of the hip hop generation or understand conscious hip hop, Stic.Man is part of the duo of Dead Prez. And he has been doing some amazing things. And in this week's episode, he talks about his RGB. Am I saying that right? RBG Fit Club, his movement with that. And I thought that was pretty empowering, inspiring to use his platform. Stic.Man performs all over the world, and to use his platform to promote health, holistic health and well-being, I think it's just amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. If you remember in the last show, I was saying that two of my greatest passions are hip-hop and health. So it was definitely a lot of fun to have Stic on the show. And, when it comes to hip-hop, my generation, we have this kind of this disgust in a sense with a lot of, not all of, but a lot of the hip-hop that's being produced. And a lot of people will take it as far as to say that hip hop is dead. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that I tell people is that it's really not. Hip hop is not dead. Hip hop is more alive than ever. It's thriving. It's growing. It's just that the mainstream hip hop that we listen to is what is turning people off. Turning, the older generation who were the original hip hop heads, we're the ones that really were the diehard hip hop fans, and we just kind of got turned off from it and walked away. But I'm here to say that hip hop is stronger than ever, and there's some really good music out there. You will just find it when you turn off the radio. Actually, you turn off the radio, you turn on the internet and alternate platforms, and you will get exposed to some really good music. And, Dead Prez, they've had international success. They've had a little bit of mainstream success and some huge underground success. So they're really doing their thing. And Stic kind of starting his own genre of fit hop is, it's a big deal. It's a really big deal. And I highly recommend for those who have never heard Stic's album, the Workout album, I highly recommend for you to check it out, because just some really good music that you can groove to, especially working out. I was talking about how, I was using some of Stic's songs to get me motivated for my workouts. And actually, at the end of this show, we're going to play one of his songs just so you can groove to it a little bit and, just get introduced to the type of good music that he's making. And one of the huge takeaways for me was when we were talking about just the the consciousness of the culture and the consciousness of the people and the things that we do are going to reflect in the music. And there was a time when there was a lot of conscious music out there. There was a lot of people that were saying things to uplift our consciousness. They were, teaching things about, our history and political and love and just so many things. And it was just a reflection of where our mindset is. So it was just interesting because if we look at what's going on, with our youth, and we look at what's going on in the hip hop culture, it's not in a good space right now mentally. It's going through a lot of things. It's actually, when we talk about health, it's actually anti-health overall. Mm-hmm. So the only thing that we could do is produce that type of music overall. So I that was a huge takeaway for me, is because, it's easy for people to say that, people just need to make, more positive music, or they just need to make different types of music, or I don't like what they're putting out. But, hip hop has always been the voice of the streets and the voice of what's going on in the community. And if the community is struggling and hurting and not being uplifted, that's going to come through in the music. So I think that it's important for us as practitioners and educators to try to raise the consciousness, the health consciousness of the youth and of our people and our culture. And that is going to begin to translate through the music, which is why I salute Stic for creating his label,
Right.
his label to create that environment so that people that are trying to walk and live a different way, so that they have a platform of music that they can, express themselves and put that out. I look forward to seeing what's going to come out on his label. Now I look forward for his second album, the Workout album, Part 2.
Part 2. I think he said he's working on it, and it should be released in 2016. Well, this year.
Yeah, this year. He's supposed to be releasing that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I just want to touch on the record label. I think that's amazing because we talk about frequency, vibrating at a high frequency in terms of your health and well-being. And I remember you mentioning in the interview that there were attempts made at talking about holistic health and lifestyle in the music, but there was some sort of disconnect that you could sense. Mm-hmm. And that when it comes from your heart, when it comes from you living it, the energy behind it is going to be different. Right. And of course, of his experience and talent, he's just going to take it to the next level. And as he was saying, you got to put the G in it, which I thought was funny. But it is, his music is great. I enjoy listening to it when you shared it with me. Mm-hmm. But another takeaway that I had was his experiment, which stemmed from eat plants but lift iron. Eat plants, lift iron. And I thought that was an amazing story of him eating a plant-based diet and putting on 20 pounds of muscle within 2 months. But it was a lot of restrictions, no gluten, no seitan. He was just on a very strict diet, but also running, a lot of miles, and he was traveling. So he had all these restrictions in terms of his diet, still eating a plant-based clean diet, but was able to put on 20 pounds of muscle within 2 months and documented the whole process. And put it in a book. So I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, it was. It was amazing. And I think it kind of goes back to just debunking the myths of not being able to gain muscle and to be fit, especially as a man when you're on a plant-based diet. So, I thought that was amazing. Just the level of restrictions that was put on him, and him being able to still accomplish what he did. Because even if those restrictions weren't on him, to do that would be huge. It would still be huge. So to do it with those restrictions, to me, it expresses and shows the power of your mind.
Right.
You know, because whenever you make a decision that you're ready to take your health to the next level, and you commit yourself and you cut off the options and you say, this is what I'm going to do, and you put your mind to it and you bring science into it, you could achieve your goals. Mm-hmm. You definitely can achieve your goals. So I hope that his story was able to motivate you to take your health in your life to the next level, and know that you can achieve it when you put your mind to it and when you stay consistent. That's the whole thing. Him just staying consistent and staying on his regimen and doing the things that he needed to do despite his limitations. Doesn't matter what they are. It doesn't matter if you're trying to lose weight. It doesn't matter if you're trying to gain weight. Mm-hmm. If you stay on your regimen and you follow the things that you're supposed to do, you are going to see results. And that's just the bottom line. Another huge takeaway that I really enjoyed, and it's unfortunate, we talk about this all the time. It's unfortunate that sometimes we have to hit rock bottom in our health to take it seriously. A lot of times when we have something, we take it for granted.
Right.
It's easy to take the breath for granted. You hear us talk about the breath. Until you can't breathe, you take the breath for granted. Mm-hmm. We take so many things for granted, and then when we're denied those things, we can cherish them, and it normally catapults us to the next level. That's what struggle, that's what disease is supposed to do when you experience these things. And he was talking about how he had got gout.
Right.
And I'm not sure if everyone knows what gout is, but you have this acidic buildup in your limbs, and they've become very, very painful. I mean, just to put on socks, it's extremely painful.
Right.
Forget a shoe. Just to put on your sock, it's extremely painful, and it's a throbbing pain, and some people could barely walk, and it really debilitates a lot of people. And just his experience from the gout and not being able to walk, and just, contemplating on if he was going to lose his leg, and just making the decision that something had to change, and him, that actually changing his life, and him just being grateful that he could walk. Mm-hmm. We walk around every day on our legs, and we don't even think twice about it, because we were born with two legs, and that's all we know. But to have a leg taken away from you, and you're not sure if you're ever going to be able to walk again, when you get that functionality back, you're thankful for that. You want to run. And he went on, and he decided to do all of the things that he couldn't do before, that he wasn't doing before: martial arts, running. I think he said he runs 26 miles in marathon races. So to me, that was inspiring to hear, and just makes me reflect and be thankful for the breath, thankful for the divine breath, thankful for just being able to walk,
right?
Thankful for good health. We can't take it for granted.
Never.
We say this all the time. Don't wait until your back is against the wall to be appreciative and want to do something about your health. Do something on the front end. Right. So that was huge for me.
Yeah. My final takeaway is it all comes back to why we do this podcast. And when Stic was saying that holistic health, your health is your front line, and it's the key to happiness. When you go through life unhappy with disease, just in chaos, how can you be optimum when your health isn't optimum? And that is the front line. He mentioned it's the front line in the hip hop community. It's the front line in any industry, any profession. Your health has to be in the forefront. If you are not in balance, everything else cannot be in balance. So we just have to always be mindful and remember that it's about being in balance, putting our health first. As Jamal was saying, being grateful for our health, being grateful for our bodily functions and abilities, not taking them for granted, and, not waiting till our backs are against the wall to take care of ourselves. And so that's always something to always keep in the forefront of our mind. That's why we're so inspired to do this podcast, to just keep reinforcing it. We can never hear it enough. Life is, we're busy. We have so many obligations. And sometimes it's so easy to stray away from the things that you need to do for yourself. And you have to remember to put your health first and never just take it for granted and never, let it get away from you. You just want to keep your vibration, your frequency high, do things that, re-energize you, rebuild, recharge, and just take it one day at a time.
Yeah, well said. Totally agree with that. Yeah, I mean, overall, I really having Stick on. It was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. It was definitely a lot of fun. He's a funny guy, and
we appreciated the fact that he had that all nighter,
right? Yeah,
and his energy was so high.
Yeah, it was still high.
Yeah,
still high, and he contributes that to just being focused, his meditation, his eating, things of that nature, and the things that we were talking about is not typical. It's not a typical hip hop conversation.
Right.
He was talking about, spirit, listening to spirit and the ancestors and, meditation and, eating right. Like these aren't typical hip hop conversations.
Right.
So I definitely appreciated it. And for those who get turned off by hip hop because of all of the negativity and the things that are going on out there, hopefully it was refreshing. Hopefully it was refreshing for you, because it was definitely refreshing to me to be able to talk hip hop, but also be able to link that in with so many other different things that we talk about on this podcast to help to empower and inspire people.
Yeah, definitely.
And the last thing for me is something that was revealed. And it's not that we didn't know about it, but, we said it. And it was just talking about self-image. We've spoken about self-image quite a few times on the show, but it was mostly from a woman's perspective of self-image for women. But there's a lot of self-image issues that are going on with men. It's just on the other side, because, men are supposed to be big and strong and powerful and a certain size. And, we put these expectations on ourselves to be bigger, to be stronger, to look a certain way. So, a lot of times it's not spoken about. But, men have a lot of insecurities as well, so that being revealed was huge.
Yeah, it was called muscle dysmorphia.
Yeah, muscle dysmorphia. That's serious. That's real serious, and I appreciate him bringing that to my attention because, I knew that that there was some self issues, image issues with men, but never knew that it was a very specific study and clinical name to it. Never knew that. And I think that is definitely worth kind of diving into in the very near future. I would like to get kind of a men's panel on, maybe a couple different people on the show at the same time, that we can kind of have a roundtable discussion about this issue and just men's health overall.
Yeah, that would be nice.
And then maybe we could do the same thing for the women as well, get like a roundtable discussion and get a few people on here to discuss that. Mm-hmm. Maybe we could do that when we hit like a milestone, show number,
right?
Like 50 or 100, maybe 50 and 100 or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, we could do that. I think that'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's it for me. That's it for me. We've been getting a lot of really good feedback for the shows, and we appreciate that. Keep the feedback coming.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, please let us know what you think about the show, because it gives us direction to know what it is that you like, so that we can give you more of that. Definitely on our page, leave your comments, your questions on our Facebook page. Do the same and just let us know your thoughts, so that we can continue to bring you the things that are going to inspire and empower you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And before we go, and we have wanted to share one of the 6 songs on our way out at the end of the episode, but just make sure to go over to jkhealthtribe.com and opt into our email list so you can stay abreast of anything and everything that Jamal and I will be doing in the future. And lastly, we teamed up with Audible Books. So just shoot over to jkhealthtribe.com/books and you could download a free Audible book and try it free for 30 days. And if you do not like it, you can cancel at any time and still keep your free audio book. So just shoot over to jkhealthtribe.com/books and check it out.
The last thing that I want to say is we're going to play one of Stic's songs. He had a lot of songs, a lot of good songs to choose from. But we chose this one because it's more meditative. It's called The Yoga Mat. And just really pay attention to the words and what he's saying and why he's such an incredible artist. All right, so we will see you in the next show. Peace and blessings. Stay focused. Stay healthy.
Live healthier.
All right.
Until next time.
Old man, old broom, daily ritual, sweep the whole room, shake the mats, dust the corners, feng shui, all things in order. Keep it simple, open up a window, let the light and the fresh breeze in the temple. Morning yoga, proper posture, sun salutation, realign the chakras, deep stretching, deep breaths, release tension, release stress, stay on purpose, maintain balance. Nobody perfect, the path is the practice. Good habits, zen focus, remain present in each moment. The yoga mat on the floor, it's more than that. It's a metaphor, a way of life amongst shores, a soldier's orders, a inner war, a living chant, a growing plant, the craft work of the Buddha's hands, the overcoming of circumstance, the ever-flowing, eternal dance, a strong spirit, a free thought, an open mind, a loving heart, approach others with compassion, a simple truth, wise actions, stay humble, continue learning. It's not the destination, it's the journey. Walk in courage, stay grounded, see all sides, be well-rounded. The yoga mat on the floor, it's more than that, it's a metaphor. Don't need a lot, just enough. Do more with less, get better results. Reassess, readjust, embrace change, cause things must. It's universal in all circles and resonates in all cultures. We have vice, we have virtue, yin and yang, and vice versa. The seed that grows is the one you nurture. Each posture needs solid structure. The physical, the spiritual, the maintenance, the ritual, the meditation, the power mantra, the affirmation in the subconscious, the mastery of emotion. Like a dolphin at one with the ocean. Ride the waves and let them pass. Don't cling, be detached. The yoga mat on the floor. It's more than that. It's a metaphor. 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 Metaphor.
We hope you enjoyed your time with Jamal and Kim's Inner Circle Health Tribe. To keep you on your path towards a happy, healthier lifestyle, we encourage you to visit jkhealthtribe.com for a free copy of the 8 effective ways to lose weight and keep it off, as well as more content to help you find your health balance. Thanks again, and we look forward to educating, empowering, and inspiring you to live healthier.